today marks the 10th anniversary of the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370, one of the greatest aviation mysteries.
After 10 years of searching, researchers have finally found Malaysian flight MH370, which vanished with 239 people on board. What really happened to the MH370? Was it hijacked, shot down, or even struck by a meteorite? Could aliens have been involved? How did the plane change course, and why did it disappear from radar? Despite finding some wreckage, the black box is still missing, and questions about Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah's role remain. Did he alter the flight path due to personal or political issues? Well, to know all this, you have to stay tuned. Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 vanished without a trace, leaving behind 239 passengers and crew, and has remained one of aviation's greatest mysteries. Recent strange signals believed to be from the missing plane have reignited speculation. Was it hit by something like a meteorite, hijacked, or even involved in something more mysterious? Why did the plane change its course? Could it have been shot down? These questions haunt investigators and families to this day. MH370 departed from Kuala Lumpur International Airport on March the 8th of 2014, bound for Beijing, China. The flight, expected to last less than 7 hours, lost contact with air traffic control less than an hour after takeoff. Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah and his first officer, Ferry Abdul Hamid, were at the helm when the plane vanished from radar. Despite a smooth takeoff and initial communication, the aircraft's whereabouts have remained unknown for years. Efforts to find MH370 yielded no results until recently, when researchers began receiving strange signals believed to be from the missing plane. These signals have sparked renewed speculation and concern about its fate. The disappearance of MH370 triggered one of the most extensive search efforts in aviation history. International cooperation among Malaysia, Australia, China, and others became crucial. Despite analyzing data from Inmarsat satellite, which suggested the plane flew south into the vast Indian Ocean after losing radar contact, the wreckage remains elusive. The mystery deepens as the world waits anxiously for answers. The routine exchange between the cockpit and air traffic control included a simple "Good night, Malaysia 370," acknowledging the handover to Ho Chi Minh City ATC in Vietnam. This would be the last message received from the aircraft. Shortly after this routine exchange, the aircraft's transponder ceased working, making it difficult for conventional radar to track the plane. Military radar soon lost track of it as well. Malaysian military radar's last known position placed the plane west of the Malay Peninsula, far off its planned route to Beijing. Air traffic controllers contacted neighboring countries, but none had seen the plane on their radar. The search efforts focused on the new trajectory based on satellite data. Despite extensive searches, the fate of MH370 remains shrouded in mystery, leaving the families and friends of the 239 passengers and crew members devastated. At first, the search for MH370 focused on the South China Sea and the Malacca Strait, where the plane was last known to be. Dozens of ships and aircraft from countries like the US, China, and Japan scoured the waters, but found no significant clues. As more data became available, attention shifted to the vast Indian Ocean, with Australia leading the operation. They used advanced equipment like the Bluefin 21 and a tower-pinged locator to detect black box signals. Despite meticulous planning and satellite data, the search faced challenges due to the ocean's depth and rugged terrain. Ocean Infinity, a US-based marine robotics company, deployed 8 autonomous underwater vehicles and advanced sonar equipment. Despite their efforts, on January the 17th of 2017, nearly 3 years after the plane's disappearance, the search was officially called off, leaving families and friends of the 239 passengers and crew in agonizing uncertainty. Since the beginning, families of MH370's passengers and crew have been caught in an emotional whirlwind, gathering at Kuala Lumpur and Beijing airports, desperate for updates. Communication from Malaysian officials and Malaysia Airlines was sporadic and inconsistent, fueling frustration. Malaysia Airlines set up support centers and provided transport and accommodations for the families, many of whom were from diverse nationalities. Communication often had to pass through embassies and foreign ministries, adding complexity to an already devastating situation. 10 years after the tragedy, a remembrance event in Subang Jaya was held, but questions linger. How could an entire plane vanish? Eyewitnesses, including fishermen and oil rig workers near the Malaysia-Thailand border, reported seeing the plane in its final moments. Azid Ibrahim, a fisherman, vividly recalled seeing the aircraft flying unusually low over the South China Sea, almost touching the clouds, with lights resembling the size of coconuts. Recently, witnesses have come forward with baffling sightings that add to the mystery of MH370's disappearance. Residents of Kuta Huadu Island reported seeing a large, low-flying jet that matched the description of the missing Boeing. Some islanders described it so close they could see its doors, a sight they found terrifying enough to rush outside to investigate. Around the same time, New Zealander Mike McKay, working on an oil rig southeast of Vung Tau, Vietnam, reported seeing a plane engulfed in flames. Despite these reports, Vietnamese search planes found nothing in the area. Meanwhile, Maldivian authorities dismissed reports of the fishermen who claimed to have seen the plane crash in the Strait of Malacca. The mystery deepened with each new account. Were these witnesses mistaken or lying? Or was there more to their stories? As the search for M370 continued, a group of fishermen claimed to have spotted the plane on fire in the Strait of Malacca. They described a chilling scene of a white plane smoking from its tail, circling twice before tilting and disappearing, believing it had crashed. Indonesian radar showed no sign of the plane, and despite the official search being called off, amateur sleuths like Ian Wilson from the UK continued to search for clues. Wilson believed he found MH370 in a Cambodian jungle using Google Earth, spotting a long object with a gap between the tail and body resembling a plane, adding yet another layer to the mystery. In a 229-page report, a new theory suggests that the wreckage of MH370 lies west of Perth, Australia, based on a technology called Weak Signal Propagation Reporter. Despite sightings of a burning plane by fishermen and the discovery of what appeared to be a plane in the Cambodian jungle using Google Earth, none of these locations yielded any official search results for wreckage. Researchers used the WSPR method to track the missing plane's flight for over 6 hours. They found debris, including a wing part called a flaperon, washed up on Reunion Island. French investigators confirmed it came from a Boeing 777, the same model as the MH370. Additional pieces like a flaperon bracket and a stabilizer panel were found in other locations, confirming the origin of the wreckage. These findings also helped refine drift analysis, showing how the wreckage had moved over time. Despite finding numerous pieces of wreckage, the plane's black box remains elusive. One theory suggests that the pilot may have intentionally crashed the plane, but why would the pilot do such a thing? Pilots are highly trained professionals entrusted with the lives of passengers. Deliberately crashing a plane seems unimaginable, but under extreme circumstances, it's a grim possibility. Pilots, like all humans, can face psychological or emotional distress. They may have personal issues like mental health problems or intense stress, which could impair their judgment. What are your views on this? Do let us know in the comments section below, and for more such amazing videos, please make sure to subscribe to our channel.